Did you know that Japanese football is undergoing a massive change? Wait, let me explain. Usually, the J-League takes place in summer here in Japan to be in time with the rest of the Asian season. However, that means playing in sweltering heats of 30 plus degrees and trying to combat humidity of upwards of 70%, as well as losing players to the European leagues midway through their seasons. So, how did Japan deal with this issue? Simple. They switched to play in winter to be in time with the European season. Wait, doesn't that mean they effectively have an 8-month break while they wait for the return of the next European season? Well, they came up with a solution for that too. Introducing the 100-Year Vision League. A special one-off competition, the 100-Year Vision League splits the 20 top division sides into 2 regional groups, as well as splitting the J2 and J3 into 4 regional groups combined. Each team will play 18 league-style games in their East and West groups, followed by 2-legged ties to determine the final winners. However, there are some key differences in these league phase games. Absolutely no draws. And with games averaging higher attendance than the Portuguese League and the Dutch Eredivisie, you better believe the hype is real. If the game is level after 90 minutes, it goes straight to penalty kicks, and the team that wins from the spot kicks gets 2 points instead of the usual 3, with the final 1 point going to the losing side as a consolation. Is this the first time ever in football history that we've seen points awarded to a losing side? Unlike the usual league season, as this is a filler competition, there will be no promotion and relegation, as it would be unfair to the newly promoted teams to potentially be relegated after just effectively half a season. And to top it all off, there are some banger opening fixtures, with the Osaka derby between Cerezo and Gamba, and the peace match between newly promoted Nagasaki and Hiroshima. Although this competition is a great way to fill the gap between the new season, and on the surface there might appear to be no real losers from this, unfortunately, there is one: Kyoto Sanga FC. After being promoted back to J1 in 2022, after spending 11 years in the country's second division, they were a side typically battling relegation and actually only survived their first season back in the J-League by securing a draw in the relegation playoff against J2 side Kumamoto, meaning they got to remain in the league. However, last season, Kyoto Sanga shocked everyone, having their best season ever and finishing 3rd in the league, securing an automatic qualification to the Asian Champions League. Usually in Japan, the top 3 sides will automatically qualify for the AFC Champions League. However, to give this Vision League some sort of stakes, last season only the top 2 teams qualified automatically for the Champions League, with that final spot going to whoever wins this Vision League. Personally, I don't think that's very fair to Kyoto Sanga, and I feel a bit like they've been robbed for what has been a very special season for them. Do you guys think that they deserve their place amongst Asians elites, or is this a fine decision by the JFA? Now finally, this being a special one-off tournament and being in Japan, this could only mean one thing: special edition merch and collaborations everywhere, with each club producing a special 100-Year Vision League kits and a special match ball in collaboration with legendary soccer anime Captain Tsubasa. And they all look very impressive, to be honest. I personally am very much looking forward to picking up the Cerezo Osaka kit, which is the team that I support here in Japan. I am actually, in the next week or so, traveling about 3 hours to go and watch them play at home against Hiroshima, so stay tuned for that one. And one final bit of positive footballing news, featuring 2 clubs very close to my heart. Cerezo Osaka have signed a partnership deal with German giants Borussia Dortmund, which, according to a press release from the Bundesliga side, will focus on youth development pathways in Japan, with Dortmund sending a full-time analyst to the Kansai club to help nurture young talents and send them up through to the elite. To me, this just seems like an ideal match, with Japan already being established as one of the most elite footballing nations in Asia, producing international stars like Kaoru Mitoma, Ritsu Doan, Daichi Kamada, Shinji Kagawa, just to name a few. And Borussia Dortmund has a reputation as the club to go to if you want to develop as a youngster. I'm thinking again of players like Dembele, Pulisic, Sancho. And the Bundesliga itself is actually already a favoured destination for Japanese players, having 15 active Japanese players in the top flight, the most of any top 5 European leagues. And then on top of that, there are another 6 Japanese players in the second division, which means there are pathways to come through up into the top division of the Bundesliga. Overall, I think this could be a really, really positive deal for both Cerezo Osaka and Borussia Dortmund. Although, to be honest, knowing how Borussia Dortmund is currently being run and with the leadership it has at the moment, knowing them, they're probably just going to mess it up and not sign any players, or just let them maybe like rot in our academy or something. But that's that's an issue for a whole other video that I've got to get into. I'm also mildly jealous as an Australian sitting here watching Japanese football just absolutely flourish, and just watching the A-League and Australian football being just left in the gutter. But, that's also a topic for another video. But maybe I'll make videos about them. Until then, I will see you later.